Hello, I am Frank Tantsits, subject matter expert in the Flight Plans and Airspace branch of the 618th Air and Space Operations Center at Scott Air Force Base. The 618th is also known as the Tanker Airlift Control Center, or TACC. Thank you for considering us for the Chief of Staff Team Excellence Award. I have personally been a part of this team for over 9 years. It is my sincere pleasure to introduce you to our team and convince you that we are the engine that powers the Global Reach machine. We are a shop comprised of every level of aviation experience imaginable: civilian and military, officer and enlisted, National Guard and reservists, flight engineers, boom operators, navigators, loads, and pilots. We are extremely lucky to have the advantage of current and qualified Guard aviators that bring a wealth of timely operational knowledge to the table. They split their time working with us, flying commercial aircraft, and deploying to the AOR, where they learn from direct experience how to improve our processes and product. The 618th AOC Flight Plans and Airspace branch is the focal point for all AMC aircraft air navigation routes. We have two primary focuses: flight planning and airspace management. First, flight planning is basically flight route optimization. We consider weather, fuel consumption, diplomatic clearances, and mission-specific requirements to produce a flyable and fileable route. We maintain these routes in a database that is analyzed every 28 days in accordance with the flight publication cycle. Our second focus is airspace management. This is forward-thinking relationship building. I'll let our branch chief, Dave Cobb, brief that in a minute. But let's start with our database expert, Lieutenant Colonel Ober, who will explain flight planning in more detail.
Flight Plans is the focal point for all AMC air navigation routing. In addition, we support other DoD components, government agencies, and occasionally civilian airlines. We are experts in finding time, fuel, and CO2 savings. We save the Air Force time and money. We do this through optimizing computer flight plans both vertically and horizontally based on winds, planned cargo load, and mission-specific requirements. Our flight planning specialists respond to short notice requests and verify that our warfighting crews and AOC flight managers have an accurate flight plan through our Air Review Officer process. Our subject matter experts maintain a database of over 4,000 city pair flight plans, which is reviewed every 28 days to capture any changes in the worldwide airspace. Together, we provide our customers with a flight plan accuracy of 99.9%. In order to assure our warfighting success, we also attend working groups around the world to leverage our personal relationships and knowledge.
As the branch chief, I represent the TACC at international work groups where airspace management is the topic. Over the years, we've developed relationships that have provided both fuel-efficient and alternate routes to ensure mission success. Our SMEs are experts in finding viable route solutions in an ever-increasing complex airspace. For example, during an informal conversation in Belgium, a colleague mentioned they could review our routes in the European region. After negotiations and coordinations, we identified a potential yearly savings of $500,000. Contacts also proved critical when we attended a meeting with our Algerian, Tunisian, and Maltese colleagues, and it coordinated a savings of $300,000 per year. This spring, Russia took control of Crimea, creating turmoil in that airspace. We were at a meeting along with our Russian colleagues when a sidebar was held, and it was mentioned that the airspace to and from the operational theater would close in 3 days. With this information, we had time to build new routes and get diplomatic clearances, ensuring no mission delays or cancellations.
Very few shops touch the mission from inception to execution. We want to show you how we are truly the heartbeat of the mission. Our customers are planners, and our product is execution. Let me show you how Flight Plans impacts operations. From planning and coordination to operational missions and pop-up circumstances. Here are a couple of our customers.
Flight Plans is a valuable link for the TACC Executive Travel Branch. We rely on the Flight Plans branch and our planning process to determine whether we can execute the plan with the requested aircraft, routing, and cargo load. Our missions are no-fail missions in support of the President, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, and other high-level personnel and taskings. Since 2012, Flight Plans has directly contributed to the success of over 200 such missions. Recently, flight plans supported our missions to combat ISIS terrorists and helped aid close to 100,000 refugees stranded and threatened on Iraqi mountains. The accuracy of their flight plans is near perfect and has proven invaluable to our success. With the Flight Plans branch support, we can execute with great confidence these highly important missions.
The TACC International Clearance Division is the focal point for all AMC aircraft diplomatic overflight and landing clearance requests. We work both in the planning and execution phase of missions and request on average 220,000 clearances per year. We have been described as a key link in the chain to mission accomplishment. One of the keys to our success is the accuracy of flight plans we receive from the TACC Flight Planning Shop. We use these flight plans to accurately determine country entry and exit points and times. This information is critical because of the tight overflight tolerances imposed by many of these countries. In addition to the planning phase, we also rely on flight plans during the execution phase. When a plan changes, whether it's due to aircraft or crew issues, weather or other threats, we immediately need flight plans to coordinate the country clearances to accomplish the missions. These short notice clearance requests are extremely challenging and require precise planning and execution. Without support from the Flight Plans branch, we could not complete these clearance requests and missions. In many ways, our critical link to success is the Flight Plans branch.
As a TACC flight manager, I use the routing from the Flight Plan Shop on a daily basis. The routing produced in the Flight Plan Shop is accurate to 99.9%. This accuracy, in addition to the daily reviews of Air Review Officer, gives me the confidence that flight plans we send to the crews on the road will be correct and useful to their mission completion. The Flight Plan Shop is also vital in keeping the mission moving when the plan begins to change. They rapidly adapt to changing mission requirements and any other hazard that may appear. In addition, there are times when aircraft need to be flown with severe restrictions due to aeromedical issues, pressurization, or landing gear issues. These flights produce unusual ATC challenges. Flight Plans is able to build these special routes because of their in-depth knowledge of international airspace coupled with years of aviation flight planning experience. Flight Plans is one of our most trusted partners in getting the mission done and keeping AMC airplanes and crews in the air, providing our warfighters the mobility they need.
Mission execution is a constantly evolving operation, and the best laid plans can occasionally come undone. Airplanes break, airports and airspace close, or weather happens. When these things occur and we have to reevaluate and come up with a plan B, I rely on my entire TACC team to come up with that plan. The experts in the Flight Plan Shop are our go-to people to ensure that what we're coming up with is viable based upon aircraft performance, en route threats, country overflight, or diplomatic clearance issues. As AMC's routing experts, they will develop a plan which guarantees the highest level of success. We work as a team at TACC to execute our missions. The planning and execution directorates all come together to make it happen. As the conduit between plans and execution, the Flight Plans branch is a huge part of that success, and we couldn't do our job without the service they provide.
To answer the question of where, as this video indicates, everywhere. Stateside, the AOR, Europe, Africa, Asia, Pacific, South America, even Antarctica, you name the destination, and we've built a flight plan there. When? 24/7, 365 days a year. When we have metal flying, the Flight Plans and Airspace branch is manned. Crews on the road can call us at any time and receive the first-class expert knowledge for planning fuel loads, checking dip points, and having notional flight plans calculated. I'd like to show some of the operations we've had a hand in since 2012, from exercises like Cobra Gold, presidential support banners and capstone missions, humanitarian efforts throughout the globe to include the recent efforts to help fight the outbreak of Ebola in Africa, to the continued fight against terrorism and ISIS. Missions don't fly or file without the diligent effort in putting together efficient and effective routings. I'd like to take a minute to emphasize our benefit to the wing, MAGCOM, and to the Air Force as a whole. Our processes of route optimization increases velocity of the mission and quickens support to the warfighter in the theater. Since fiscal year 2012, the Flight Plans and Airspace branch saved over 1,000 AMC flight hours, equating to close to $18 million in savings. Our continued use of route optimization has also saved over 56 million pounds of CO2 emissions, enhancing DoD environmental stewardship. Our relationships with other countries' air navigation service providers has resulted in substantial cost savings. More direct routes save time and money for all Air Force missions. Furthermore, through the use of AFSO 21 process improvement techniques, we have been able to leverage Air Review Officer procedures, allowing us to check all TACC flight managed missions for conflicts 24 hours prior to execution with no man-hour increase. That's what we do, provide flight plans that enable global reach from capstones to cargo missions, build worldwide relationships to ensure optimized routing, offer unmatched expertise and superior customer service. In closing, it's an honor to be chosen as a finalist for the Chief of Staff Team Excellence Award. Thank you for your consideration.